What's up, y'all? I'm Malcolm Nix, and welcome to Pulse City. And in the city, all Black lives matter. Our topic for today is Black women and their struggles with childbirth in this country.
Hi, it's Nina Kaman, and I'm here with the word. Now, it seems that the word of the day is Black women dying during childbirth.
Black women are more likely than their white counterparts to have issues during the childbirth process and are more likely to die from complications during childbirth than their white counterparts.
See, I have a child of my own, and I almost died during childbirth. My child almost died during childbirth. And it was due to a medical system that would not listen to me, that would not take into consideration my choices and my desires, and forced on me what they felt that I should have. Now, I've heard stories of Black women exclaiming to doctors that certain procedures, certain things hurt, and doctors seem confused. Because I've heard that there is a belief within the medical community that Black people feel pain less than white people. In fact, I've heard it said that we feel pain less than anybody else.
Many may ask, why is that? Well, there are several factors. They all lead back to systemic racism. There was a survey done of medical professionals that nearly half of medical professionals carry some type of stereotype or bias into their care of Black patients. One of the most prevalent stereotypes of Black women, especially in childbirth, is that they can stand more pain. And as a result of this, what often happens is either their cries for help during childbirth are ignored and they're denied pain numbing medication, or they're denied life-saving operations. There are several instances where Black women have died or have been seriously hurt during the childbirth process due to the negligence of their medical professionals. Even if you say, hey, Black people, what if you had some money? Well, what's interesting is if you listen to the accounts of one Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, or even Serena Williams, they have their own struggles during childbirth where the doctors ignored their cries for pain as well and made the childbirthing process that much more difficult.
In fact, I've noticed when I'm dealing with estheticians, when I want beauty routines, Black estheticians expect me to put up with pain more than non-Black estheticians. It's become a thing amongst us to say, stop all that hooting and hollering. Excuse me? If it hurts, you hoot. If it hurts, you holler. I'm tired of us keeping quiet and letting us be taken advantage of. This gynecological system, the OBGYN system that exists, only exists because of us. We were experimented on. No anesthesia. No regard for how we felt and what we went through, for them to make developments for every goddamn woman in this world. And yet when we cry out, we are not listened to? And you gonna tell me stop all that hooting and hollering? No, we gonna hoot and we gonna holler. And so my advice to any Black woman preparing to carry a child, any Black woman carrying a child, first of all, find you a physician who has a history of working with Black patients. Look up your physicians. Look at their reviews. Listen and see how they treat people when they complain. Look at how they treat Black people. These are the things that we have to do. And unfortunately, it is an undue burden of research that you do have to take upon yourself, but it is something that you have to do for your own safety.
I too have had my issues with childbirth. Well, I may look like I have, but when I say that, I'm referring to my Black queen, my beautiful wife. We are parents of 3 children. And that being said, I was in the delivery room for each one of them. Each one of them presented different circumstances. I'll never forget when my first child was born. Scared, nervous, not quite sure what to do. I remember at one point during the childbirth process, I told her to breathe, and then I told her to push, and you can't really push and breathe at the same time. It was a little difficult to do that. That being said, huge kudos to that staff of medical professionals because they did a fairly good job of the birthing process. But like I said, each time it was a little bit different and it was nerve-wracking. And at times you did have to kind of fight for the attention of the nurses and doctors as you're giving birth. That being said, it is very important. Black women continue to make their voices heard, whether it's in the prenatal care, whether it's in the birthing room. And it's important that you take people into those places with you that love you and have an interest in you having a healthy and successful birth. The one thing that I can say is that birthing is a team sport. And when I say that, it's not that, everybody shares in the pain or shares in the grit, right? It's in terms of, the doctors have a role to play, the nurses have a role to play, the partner or spouse or family members have a role to play as well. It's been said that it takes a village to raise a child. I would argue that it takes a village to bring a child into the world.
Another thing that I would like to suggest is that sisters find themselves a doula. Now, a doula is a woman, almost like a midwife, that will work with you through your pregnancy and through your delivery. In fact, I have found in my research and in my conversations with medical doctors that a lot of women who use doulas are less likely to end up needing a C-section. In fact, a lot of women are able to use doulas to have home births. And if you think about it, many of our grandparents were birthed at home and they lived. That's why we're here. Now, I'm not saying that we should abandon hospital births. I am saying that it might be great to have someone with an alternative view who is not going to pump you full of Pitocin or all kinds of medication that you do not want, just so they can put you on the clock and time your baby's birth for a time that is convenient for the hospital. Because in case you don't know, yes, our labors are slowed down and sped up to meet their schedules. We got babies born at different times because, well, that's what's convenient for the hospital. Black women have gone ignored for too long. You could hit a black woman and it wouldn't even really show red. You hit a white woman and she'd be purple in 3 seconds, and somehow the world believes that because her skin shows more of a reaction, she feels it more. Because our skin masks our pain, they believe it does not exist. So black women, I'm gonna need you to do what you do best. And I'm gonna need you to be loud. And I'm gonna need you to hoot. And I'm gonna need you to holler. And I'm gonna need you to speak up as soon as something does not feel right. And I'm gonna need you to make a whole lot of noise about it. Stop sucking up and trying to be brave for anybody, because all they gonna do is make more medical advancements despite you, at the risk of your sacrifice. So black sisters, you preparing for childbirth? Get you a doula, clear your throat, and get ready to hoot and get ready to holler. Do not endure pain in silence. This is Nina Kamar, and I'm here with the word. Until next time, stay black.
Incredible conversation, guys. Let's continue to make sure that our black women are not just protected on the job, but also in the birthing room, as they meet with their midwives, as they give birth. It's very important that we continue to care for our black women. That being said, I'm Malcolm X. This is our Time in Pulse City. Like, share, and subscribe across all social media platforms. And we'll be back with you next week. Peace out.
my god. Orange is not my new black.